This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Good morning from Las Vegas, Nevada, studios of Go Live Vegas. You are now tuned in and watching the latest and freshest episode of Time to Vegas. Sitting here at the dais is Gypsy G. I'm Aaron P. And we're bringing you the latest and greatest news, events, and happenings going on in Las Vegas. Miss Gypsy, how are you after this July 4th weekend?
Oh my gosh, I am great. I am loving the Las Vegas heat.
Yes, yes, this is the time of year that hopefully everybody's water stays wet and air conditioners keep running. Just a couple of pieces of business I want to take care of before we get right into it. Of course, as always, we want you, our viewers, to become part of the show. So give us a call, 702-329-6947. Of course, if you're outside the United States, 855-502-4321. Live tweet. If you're on Twitter, send us a tweet. We'll pop up on the screen. We'll answer your question, share your thought. If you just want to say hi, we'll give you a shout out. Use hashtag Time2Vegas, and that is the number 2 in between. Of course, our chat rooms are up and running. We'll be monitoring those. Now, most of you are probably right now are watching on our Facebook page, which is great. But please remember that we're also available on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We're on Periscope. Just added Twitch for those of you who love Twitch. We're on Instagram. Of course, GoLive.Vegas website. Even better, if you're on the move, check out the Apple Store if you have an Apple product, or the Google Store for the Go Live Vegas mobile app. 3 separate words to search it. Go Live Vegas. Never miss a show, never miss the station, whatever's going on. You can catch it on the Go Live network of shows. So we want to blanket and say hello to everybody across our network of platforms that we are currently broadcasting. This is the Time to Vegas show. We're getting rid of, we need to put the word podcast in a circle with a red line through it. This is a show.
Yes.
That's it. No more the word. That P word is out the door.
Bye.
We are at the broadcasting studios giving you Time to Vegas show.
And why are we doing that? Because it's time
to Vegas. That's right. There you see the numbers.
Always time to Vegas.
Always.
Always.
There's the numbers. If you forget to call in or you forget our numbers, of course, as I said, we're on our chat room. Please feel free to start your own watch party. Share us with your friends, or just simply reshare the feed on your wall so everybody could see us.
And if you have a certain thing about Vegas that you love and you want to get updated on, or you think that it's something really cool that we need to cover, let us know, right? Because we can cover anything and everything.
Absolutely. Make sure when you go to all those other pages like YouTube and stuff, make sure you subscribe. Like us out there. I just went out on Twitch the other day with some teaching instructions from Aaron E. behind the board there.
Yeah, I'm
and
not
he
there
has
yet.
Go Live Vegas has an account there, so he posts all the shows there. But
Nice.
I figured out how to copy the link and reshare and all this other stuff. So, go out there, whatever your favorite platform is, we appreciate it. Like it, add whatever platform you're seeing us on so you never miss an episode, as well as you can go back and catch any of the archives. I want to give a shout out to someone who's in the chat room, Ben Holcomb, who is a referee here for the wrestling promotions as well as other promotions in and around the area. And after we're done here, he has his own little YouTube thing that he does.
Oh, nice.
Yours truly is going to be in the hot seat. I will be answering questions instead of asking questions. I've never been, it's always fun for me to be on the other side. So.
Wow, that is going to be different.
Yeah, I've paid him off to have him ask me the easy questions. So, but anyway, Ben, I want to give you a shout out. We'll see you in a little bit. So.
That's fabulous.
All right, let's get rocking and rolling. What
All
do we
right.
got? Hot, hot, hot.
Hot, hot, hot. Let's do our weather report. We just did hot, hot, hot. We're going to hit 111. 111.
Today?
Saturday.
Ooh.
110 Friday. Today, I think we're just tapping around just amateur. We're hitting 100, right?
You know what that
Today's
means?
an amateur.
You know what that means for me? Friday, Saturday, if it's 111
Swimming
here,
pool?
where I will be,
Oh, right.
115, 116.
Yeah, you know, that's true because I was talking about 111 and my friend down in Phoenix, Kathy, had to show off and she posted her weather report and they're going to top us. They're going to be 116 on Saturday.
Jeez. Well, they're always a little,
Yeah.
little warmer than us to begin with because of similar, whatever the reason. They just boil a few degrees more than us. But yeah, when I'm going to be away in my city for the week, the city I'm going to, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
We will, because I'm crashing this party.
Crashing
we'll
the
get
party.
to that.
But yeah, they're always also like 5 or 6 degrees hotter than here. So like I said, as long as the water stays wet and the air conditioner stays pumping and cool, it could be as hot as it wants outside when I'm either wet or in the place.
Right, there you go.
I'm good with
Such
that.
a beautiful place. But again, we'll get into that. All right, so that's our weather report. But I actually caught at the end of the news on the weather report. I'm going to use the word factor because I did not hear the word the newscaster said. But on the weekend, we're at what they call an 11, which means if you're in the sun for 10 minutes, your skin's already burning and in danger.
Holy
10
cow.
minutes. I never knew that, and I never knew we had this
I never
kind
heard
of
this word factor. Yeah, that must be
Yeah.
sort of like the wind chill factor in winter time.
Oh, yeah, right,
Probably
right.
that same sort of thing, but an 11. So we're actually like off the scale.
Yeah, pretty
Wow.
much.
Sunblocks,
if your
folks.
stove doesn't work, you can still have, scrambled eggs.
Take some eggs to the side. I've always wanted to try that as an experiment, just for the heck of it. I've never done it, but I would like to one of these days.
When you do it, let's video it.
Yeah, okay. You
Just
got
that
it.
way you have proof you did it.
That's right,
All right,
exactly.
so the proof's in the scrambled eggs, something like that.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk about something. A couple of really important things happened this weekend here. One happened only in Vegas and one happened across the world. One of them happened to be Sunday. And what happened Sunday and how was that for you?
Oh, Sunday, yes. The world shook when yours truly turned 56. You know what? It was a quiet day. My daughter, who had been with us the week before, she had gone back to Virginia. My other daughter was working. So my wife and I, we went hiking
Nice.
early. And then after that, we just went back to our place. We got changed because we were dying, and we went in the pool for a couple hours. My dad caught up with us, and then we just chilled out. So it was a very quiet day. The real fun for me is the night before. I posted this
4th
on
of July.
Facebook because not just because of the holiday, but my mom passed away. It will be 20 years coming up in November. So my wife and I and family, we started this little tradition. When my mom went into labor with me on the 4th, my mom and dad were out at a Chinese restaurant.
Wow.
And then my mom went into labor. I was born at 10:30 in the morning on July 5th. So every July 4th, to honor my mom, we do Chinese food. Not just
Oh,
like
that's cool.
that's not just like the
Totally
only
cool.
time we do it.
Right, right.
But to honor my mom for that night, now that she's again, it'll be
That's
20
very
years.
cool.
So we did some Chinese and just chilled out. It was just what it had to be.
Awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. I had my
Happy
gift when both
birthday.
my girls were together the week before. That was my gift. So
Awesome. And there was another really big birthday that happened this weekend.
yeah, what was that?
That was 4th of July,
Yes.
right? So I think across the country, what I heard that it was pretty amazing. So honestly, I can only speak for Vegas. I did go downtown. Some of you were watching. It was amazing. If you took the masks off of everyone, it would have been a typical crazy Saturday night in Vegas, right? It was just wall-to-wall people. Unfortunately, my phone dropped the fireworks, the main
no.
reason I was down there. But other than that, it was nice seeing a very successful night in Vegas. And the other thing, driving home, okay, so downtown had the late fireworks, late being 10 o'clock, right? So they held the crowd an hour after the other fireworks, which is kind of smart, right? Keeps the money circulating. But driving home, I was amazed at all the fireworks I kept seeing, right? Which meant they were illegal. but they were amazing, right?
And I'm not
someone
surprised.
spent some good money and just celebrate in America, and we needed that. So
And I'm not surprised that
Yeah.
there were more of those private shows trying to keep it clean
Right.
because of all the events that normally would be had for July 4th that were not happening.
Right.
As we talked with the gentleman from the firework company a couple of weeks ago,
Paul.
where I live, I mean, they must have gone on for hours and hours, but literally at the corner of my block and then over here and over. Finally, one point, I just walked outside my house and I was just turning around like this because, like you said, they were just going off all over the
Everywhere,
place.
yeah.
You know, the only thing I wish people would do when they fire that stuff off is they go out the next morning and they sweep and clean up from all the papers and all the
Gotcha.
fireworks because the streets are a mess. You know, that's one thing I wish people would be cognizant of the day after. But
that makes sense, yeah.
it was good.
I actually thought I was late driving downtown. I'm like, oh no, they did it early because I'm boom, boom, boom.
And the new Resorts World did a display on their huge outdoor screen, right?
Yeah.
Something like that?
That's amazing. I have that written down somewhere. But let's do what we always do and
Yeah,
jump ahead.
yeah.
We have a new casino being built that won't open till sometime next year. And there's a whole bunch of stories with this casino. I'll go into some of them later in another episode. But the really cool one is the front of the casino is a LED light show, kind of like we have downtown on Fremont Street. So they did LED light fireworks. And I saw online today someone who was, now if you don't live here, you're not going to get how far away this is, but like Blue Diamond, Warm Springs area, that they could see that.
Really?
That's amazing.
They were able to see the
and
result.
it was,
Wow.
Let's see, I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
100,000 square foot LED screen in the front of the building.
100,000. My goodness. If someone were to want that in their house, I'd be afraid of their electric bill and their internet bill.
Well, and that's like that place that's being built, the Sphere, right?
Yes.
The whole dome is going to be a LED light show. That's going to be amazing. We'll have more information on that as it moves along. All right, a little bit of tidbits I picked up this morning. Riverside Casino, for those of you going to Laughlin, they had to close their table games due to COVID. They will reopen. They're closing everything to clean it up and stay sanitary. So I don't like hearing they had to close. I do like hearing they had to close. Everything has pros and cons because at least they're smart enough to close it down and clean it up, right? So that's a nice thing to hear. However, Caesars, this is interesting. Caesars has now posted that the mask, and this is an interesting word, is a condition of your uniform. And if you break that condition, not tradition, condition, because that would be even weirder, it could lead to termination. There's a couple other steps in between, but the casinos are taking this very, very serious because they have to, because they'll get shut down, right? So
Well,
we need to support that.
There was rumors before the weekend started, and it's still rumors because I have not seen anything official yet, but rumors had come out right before the holiday that Caesars, as well as the Venetian, were considering closing down for like 7 to 10 days after the long
Yikes.
holiday to just kind of refresh the property and everything. I've not seen I've not seen anything if that actually has happened or made official yet. So people are just, listen, we had a good 4th of July, I think,
Yeah, we
like you
did.
said, from what you saw. Probably not near what we normally would have for July 4th time here in Las Vegas, but there were still, like you reported, there was plenty of people downtown. I could imagine
Yeah.
what the strip must have looked like. Yeah, interesting times for sure, hoping not that we don't go backwards. Share your July 4th experience with us, either in the chat room, but better yet, we'd love to hear you on the phone. Give us a call, 702-329-6947. We're about a minute away from a break, so what else we have next there?
Okay. Good news. Fire's 98% contained. 98%.
The mahogany fire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that was a beautiful thing. I just read that this morning. Very, very excited about that.
No wonder why
right?
I'm not seeing it on my notes.
Yeah, I know. I just found that this morning.
Yeah, no, that's good because you know what? I have one of my teacher folks. She has a house up in that general area, and it got a little.
Scary.
Yeah. Not thank God. I mean, her place was not affected, but yeah, they had to kind of keep an eye on things out there. So we have to, just be careful, just be smart. With all the dryness we have here in Vegas, the grass and everything is so dry. It started in a campfire area from what reports are.
Right.
It could have been nothing more than just a spark or an ember that came out of the fire, if it was a legal fire. Let me preface that. For it to jump and get into the brush. All right, let's take a minute or two early break. We have some sponsor messages. We'd love to hear from you. And when we come back, we're going to talk about more on what's happening. Plus, what we're doing tonight. We have an event that Gypsy and I will be out and about along with Time2Vegas and Go Live. That's Gypsy G. I'm Aaron P. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Old world recipes, old world style, old world taste. Burnt Offerings at 3909 West Sahara Avenue is where the old world meets Las Vegas for a dining experience like no other. Burnt Offerings, where foodies dine. Las Vegas has many iconic symbols, from the welcome sign to a slot machine. But there's only one that can't be overlooked: the Las Vegas Showgirl. Premier Showgirls adds that extra sparkle to any event, from corporate parties and private parties, trade shows, conventions, weddings, store openings, and more. Since 1998, Premier Showgirls can be seen on many popular TV shows to stages all over the world. Call 702-524-4190 for more information, or on the web at premiershowgirls.com. Bring the glitter and glam of Las Vegas to your event.
Hey, welcome back to Time2Vegas. Gypsy G, Aaron P, coming to you from GLV. Oh, like that?
Wow.
Anyway, Time2Vegas coming to you live on all platforms, all social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, GoLive.Vegas, Go Live Vegas mobile app, Periscope, and it's probably a shorter list of where you can't find us. Give us a call, 702-329-6947. No matter where you are in the world right now, we want to know what July 4th was like for you. What did you do? Canada Day. Tell us what you guys did for Canada Day last week. That was July 1st. How everything was celebrated and enjoyed the day. We'd love to hear from you. So give us a call. We'd love to know. Or send us a live tweet. That would work too, using hashtag Time2Vegas. All right. What's next? What do we got next?
Actually, there was one thing I did want to comment on when you just shared the rumor about the casinos. There was a rumor going around last week that I forgot to mention because we were so excited. There was 5 showgirls in the room, right? So we're a little distraction to share all the news. We wanted to get them their chance to talk.
Absolutely.
That was amazing. There's a rumor going around that the Luxor is not only not going to reopen, but might be removed.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. That would be so weird. I was looking at it. What night did I pick someone up at the airport? 2 nights ago, coming home with the lights and the beam, and how beautiful it is, and how it's just such an important piece of our skyline. But the good news is, right at the moment, that is nothing more than a rumor. MGM has said nothing to solidify that, right? So let's just hope it stays rumor status.
And that would be a shame, because I think that property is only about 20 years old, roughly?
Yeah,
give or take?
I had it written down. I think it was 1993.
Okay, so
when
it's
that
close.
opened.
So 17. So yeah, so almost. But here's the thing. You mentioned the beam. That's like one of only 8 bright lights, nine things that astronauts can see actually from outer space.
Yeah, and if you stand under it and you look up, you can actually see the astronauts. A lot of people don't know
Do
that.
they wave back?
Okay, please, I made that up.
Like the bat, it's the bat signal. Don't let anybody know. October 15th, there you go, 1993.
1993, okay, perfect.
So 27 years.
And what a lot of people don't know or don't remember, because that was their party days, when the Luxor opened, there was actually the Nile River inside, and you can go canoe ride like you were in Egypt. It was really cool. I loved watching everything open, because I felt like, man, I live inside Disney World.
Exactly. This
is so cool.
One big Epcot Center, right?
Oh man, it was amazing. Amazing.
You want to talk about real quickly what we're doing tonight?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's talk about that. Hey, one of our sponsors, Burnt Offerings, is celebrating the 1-year anniversary of being open, and Time2Vegas will be doing a special live remote show. Gypsy G and myself and Aaron E. We'll be there from 6 to 7 p.m. during their celebration to enjoy the foods and cuisine of Chef Jen and the rest of the crew over there. They're located at 3909 West Sahara. Reservations are highly encouraged. There's going to be 2 seatings, 5:30 and 7:30. From what I understand, the 5:30 seating is done. They're looking to now fill. I think they already have some spots rolling into the 7:30 spot. It is worth it. The food is great. There's going to be giveaways, shirts, hats, tastings. There's going to be all kinds of good stuff going on tonight. So Gypsy and I will be down there from 6 to 7 tonight. Plus, Premier Showgirls will be there. We'll have a couple of the ladies there with us in a little more conservative attire than what we saw last week. but they'll be there to add a little extra sparkle and bling. So call now for a reservation. Ask for Mike. Tell him you want to be there for the 7:30 seating. If you get there a little bit early, catch the end of the special edition of Time to Vegas tonight at Burn Offerings, 3909 West Sahara Avenue. Call 702-848-BURN, B-U-R-N. So that should be
That's
fun.
so exciting,
That'll
right?
be our first
Because
remote together.
I was just going to say, how many remotes have we done so
Zero,
far?
you and I, so far. It'll be a lot of fun.
Right. So when you watch this, and you're going to love it, and you know, hopefully some of you are making reservations. The rest of you are going to wish you were there. But the good news is, once you see how this works, they'll know we can also do remotes from their place of business.
Speaking of remotes, do you want to let the cat out of the bag about next week, as long as we're talking about remotes?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, so next week I will be out of town. I will be down in Lake Havasu City for a week, starting this Friday. But of course, that means I will not be here.
In the
Film's
studio.
Real, thank you very much for your tweet out there. We appreciate it. Gypsy happens to be down in Laughlin the night before, so we're going to do a very special Time to Vegas show next week from
Lake Havasu.
right near the London Bridge, famous, not recreation, but the original London Bridge. We will be on the air via video from 9 to 10, talking about Vegas, talking about Havasu, talking about whatever we want to talk about as it pertains. Anything you want to know. Yeah, by the way, that bridge, and I saw the episode of this, was investigated by Ghost Adventures, because the London Bridge down there is rumored to be haunted, and they actually gathered evidence. But anyway, so we won't be in the bridge. We'll be sitting outside the bridge.
Correct. We will not be in spirits.
So if you're, no, exactly. We'll be in spirit.
Right,
Because
right.
we're always in good
Good
spirits.
spirit.
But if you're down around the area, we're going to be down by the side of the area where the where that boat
By the
takes
village.
by the
In the
village,
village.
where the boat takes you over to the California side. We'll be down in that area. So stop on by, say hello. We'll be doing a live remote from 9 to 10 from Lake Havasu. We should reach out to the Chamber of Commerce down there. Let them know what we're doing.
I'm glad you're going to do that. That's a great
Right
idea.
on. I'll put it on my to-do list when I get there. You got it.
If we can, since we're going to
Yes.
be the village people, we'll try and make sure
Village
we get
people?
the. Yeah,
Did you say village
I did.
people?
We will. We're going to be in the village. We'll try and get a little shot of those rubber duckies, the little boats that we have both fallen in love with.
Yes.
That we highly suggest you do. If we can get that on video,
Rubber
we'll
duck
get
ducky.
that on video for you. Because speaking for myself, I can tell you that was one of the greatest birthdays I had. It was a great adventure. Yeah, adventure.
You almost-
All right, coming back to Vegas. Hello, Vegas. All right, and that'll be our first time out shooting in that way. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool.
I have full trust in Go Live Vegas and the ability to video remote in. You and I will be sitting on the dock of the bay.
All right, so I'm going to go through this stuff fast because the last half of the show, we're going to talk about guns.
Oh.
Because everyone knows, like, for a year I was talking about, I got to get another gun, and then all of a sudden there's like 20-hour line to get a gun for the last 6 months. So the experience of that changed, and everyone's asking me questions. So we're going to cover that because it's probably not just Vegas that has a long line for guns right now, right? We're not promoting guns. We're just going to talk about
For
what it takes
informational
to get-
purposes only.
Thank you, and always subject to change.
That's right.
All right, so speaking of change, there's things changing at casinos, right? So I met my friend Karen over at the Santa Fe, which is nowhere near me, but it was the easiest place for her to get. So
It's
I
not
agreed
that
to meet
far.
her
That's a
there.
little past me.
I know, but nowhere
A
near
95.
me, right? It's outside of my neurotic zone. That's all I'm saying. So, although I'm fascinated to see what each casino is doing anyway.
Sure.
So I have some pictures of one of the new creations. I'm not really buying into the fact that it's brand new because I don't think someone could create this that fast. Aaron, there's a couple pictures in there marked Santa Fe. They came up with this new concept, and we'll go into the pros and cons in a minute. And if you're a dealer, you'll get the cons even faster than most without me even saying them. But it's where you have one dealer, if you can see this picture, up in front of all those classroom-style chairs. And the dealer, oh, that's beautiful. The dealer, the games are
Oh, wow.
roulette and blackjack. There's another picture there's about 16 chairs, I believe. And you can see there's only one gentleman playing, but we were there kind of early. The games are your desktop is computerized. You'll see in a second. There's one more picture there. Here we go. So it's electronic, and if you see that little green box in the top left, that switches to the blackjack game. I didn't want to sit down and try and figure it out because I'm a show me person. I'm not a let me figure it out person. But they said it's only been in the room for a couple of days, so it really hasn't passed any test yet for who's going to use it. But now 16 people can play roulette and blackjack off one dealer, right?
So that dealer up front that we saw, she's actually rolling and playing the actual
Yeah.
game, and that's looks like in the middle there, like an actual live camera of the roulette wheel while everybody's placing their bets.
Yeah, so it's a legit, that part I like. It's a legitimate roulette wheel. It's not an electronic where it can be rigged around all your bets like everything electronic. It's actually a legitimate spin of the wheel. So the pro, of course, is their space and COVID safety, which keeps the casino open, right? That's the main reason I'm all about COVID safety, is it keeps people employed and keeps stores, casinos, whatever it is,
Keep
open.
them compliant.
Compliant,
Yep.
yeah. So I like that, but what I don't like is it's one more step to eliminating jobs, right? One dealer just did the job of 4 or 5, because there's always got to be the relief dealer. And the other thing is, I don't see a place to tip the dealers on those buttons, right? So I'm very anti that, because not just dealers, but we call them tokes, right? Which I didn't know when it first moved to Urban. People were like,
Tokes.
oh, I'm going to give you a toke, lock it up. I'm like, huh? Right? Because we called them tips everywhere else. But I don't see that. And that's how the majority of the people in this town actually survive, right? They get minimum wage plus tokes. So that needs to be added. Whoever developed that system, I hope you're listening, because that needs to be added. So there you have it. That's one thing that changed.
And you mentioned, and you have it on the list, and it's something that Aaron actually just put up on the prompter too, about Albertsons.
Oh my gosh, my Albertsons near my house right now has 6 self checkouts. Now I know Smith's always did, but the Albertsons, at least by me, that I've been going to for 30 years, I know, right? They didn't. I think they tried it once and it failed, but they brought it back because of that big word you said, compliant, right? And I see the lines of people going through it. Not me. I don't care how long the other line is. I'm actually standing in line. And it's not that, I want service. I want to keep people employed. I don't even want to know how to use those, right? It's not a career I'm looking for.
The Albertsons by me over on Durango and Cheyenne has had a set for a while, like you said. Then
Yeah.
they went away, but then over last year they've come back, and so they are getting more and more prominent. And Smith's and Albertsons now is one company. So you'll notice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're
Okay.
part of Kroger, I believe.
Okay, or
So
it didn't register.
That,
Well,
or
that
no,
makes
is it
sense.
Smith's? No, maybe Vaughn's. I'm sorry,
Oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah,
Vaughn's
it's
and
Vaughn's, I
Albertsons.
think.
Sorry,
Yep.
I take that back. So listen, we're in that age, regardless of societal issues right now and compliance and everything. We're in that age that for many, many, many years, people were talking about how electronics and how self-sufficient we were going to be and self-service and this, that, and the other thing was bound to happen anyway, just based on technology.
Right.
And I think today's society issues has just kind of forced the hand of that sort of thing just being pushed forward a little faster.
Yeah, I don't like kicking when they're down, though.
No, I'm not disagreeing, because some of the
Right.
greatest people you talk to are cashiers. You see them regularly and you become friendly with them. It's like going to the nail salon, a barber shop. You just talk for a few minutes because you're recognizable and you recognize them. But it's going to save dollars across the board. Yes, it's going to hurt people. It's, again, pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
And you know the ironic part? I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I was going to make a meme, but it's been 4 months and I still haven't made the meme. Remember a couple years back, everyone's like, no, don't raise minimum wage. Those people need to get more educated. Whether those people were in a supermarket or McDonald's, or I was so anti the people saying no, because either you still have to, by the way, grocery stores, those are great jobs. At least they are for the people who have worked there for a long time. I've heard amazing stories of the benefits. I don't know about for the new people, but I do know people got to retire pretty well working through grocery stores, especially Publix back home in, Florida. It's an ESOP company, right? But it's those people, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. I'm sorry, I don't do fast food, but all those.
Well, I walked into Taco Bell near me, and now with everything going on, they have a order kiosk now. You can't just walk to the counter, place an order. You do your kiosk, you pay there, you walk to the counter to wait for your food.
Yeah.
But it's reducing the interaction with people. So.
But so my point, though,
Yes, sorry.
not to cut you off,
No,
is
that's all right.
those are the people who kept you fed during lockdown.
Right.
So when it's time to give everyone a raise, y'all need to back them up, right?
Right on.
And that's the minimum wage raise that I'm talking about, because ironically, those are the people that kept the world ticking,
Right on. All right.
the U.S.
Real
Okay.
quickly before we go to break, Aaron just shared, and this is under Kroger, right? That you looked up? Is that right? Albertsons. Okay, so under the Albertsons umbrella, same company, you have Safeway, Vons, Jewel Osco, Shaw's, Acme, oh, that's an East Coast company, Tom Thumb, Randall's, United Supermarkets, Pavilion, Star Market, Hagen and Cars, as well as a meal kit company, Plated, which is based in New York City. So these companies will eventually kind of all start looking, or these businesses will start all
Wow.
looking the same. All right, we're at the bottom of the hour, so let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to go to your main topic next. Is that right?
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect,
When we
perfect.
come back, we're going to share everything you may want to start learning about when it comes to guns and ammo, because of whatever interest, again, for factual information only.
Yes.
Okay? Gypsy G, Aaron P., you're watching Time to Vegas show on Go Live Vegas. We'll be right back.
Old world recipes, old world style, old world taste. Burnt Offerings at 3909 West Sahara Avenue is where the old world meets Las Vegas for a dining experience like no other. Burnt Offerings, where foodies dine.
It's sometimes easy to forget to stop along the way to celebrate yourself. At Danielle Eugenia Photography, we remind you to take the time to do just that. We capture the magic of everyone in romantic, classy expressions, transcending outdated ideas of beauty by bringing out your inner glow. Our experience allows you to use our radiant studio experience with our new mini sessions. Mini sessions include professional makeup makeover, a set of angel wings to pose with, professional posing for all the best shots, and $50 off any package purchase. Styles vary from glamorous and luxurious dresses to cozy and relaxed styles, or sexy lingerie for a sizzling boudoir session. Book your session, Angels and Blessings, mini session today at Facebook at Boudoir for All and on Instagram at Danielle Eugenia Photography, and explore your romantic expression side. Hey, welcome back to Time to Vegas. Gypsy G, Aaron P. We're at the bottom of the hour. 702-329-6947. Put a tweet out there, live tweet using hashtag Time2Vegas, as you see in the background. Just simply use the number Time2Vegas. And we'll be happy to, if we catch it, if it's not pointed out by our producer, that there's a tweet up there, we'll address it. Of course, thank everybody in the chat room. 702-329-6947.
Bum, bum. Oh, actually, Miriam Fusco says Albertsons is actually part of Vons, so there we go.
Yeah, we had Vons up there.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That was
Hey,
my
you're
bad.
right.
No, she corrected me. I think she probably
Oh.
corrected me when I said it was Smith's.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So we got to correct it. Thanks, Marianne. Appreciate it.
All right, so let's talk about guns.
Guns.
Right? I am not a gun specialist, right? I have a lot to learn, so if you like some of the things that I'm going to be sharing, do some more research. It's actually all I have to do is go get in line at a gun shop. Every gun store and gun range I have been on, I just want to give a shout out to the people working there.
Yeah.
They're amazing, they are highly educated, and they're really, really people friendly, right? So they don't care how many questions you have. I think they actually appreciate it because they want you to be safe with the product you're going to hopefully walk out the door with.
Mm-hmm.
When I say walk out the door, I don't mean the day you go in.
Yeah.
Right? You used to be able to do that. All right, here, let me see what I have, because otherwise I'm going to forget stuff, right? So about a year ago, a couple of friends of mine, we went and shot some guns, and we love these Glocks and Smith Wesson. We're like, oh, we're going to come back and buy these. Well, we never did. And then all the craziness broke out, and everyone's feeling like we're in danger, and we want to go buy guns. You couldn't even get into a gun store before lockdown. I tried to go into one. I kind of had to fight my way in the door, but I couldn't get near the people, the employees. So I'm like, wow, this isn't going to work. And then every day, there's lines for hours outside. People start lining up like an hour before the stores even open because they want to make sure they're getting in. We were having a gun shortage, and when I say we, I'm sure it wasn't just Vegas. And then also ammunition is limited. You can't just go in and buy stacks of guns. I think even places like Walmart, you know, the BB guns and all the ammo was selling out too, as well as the camping equipment, right? Everyone was getting ready for who knows what. So I thought, okay, it's time I'm gonna go get my gun. So I went to American Shooters, which is on Spring Mountain in Arville, right? It's been there for years. It's where I got my first gun many years ago. And I got there early, so I didn't have to stand in line. You want to check the hours because they could also change. There was maybe 2 people in front of me, but the line did grow behind me. So I went in, I had took shooting lessons. I had a picture of the Smith Wesson I shot a year prior. So we took that into the range, and the people there, the lesson was amazing. I think the gentleman's name was Larry, which is my brother's name, so that's why I kind of remember it, right? He was awesome. But then when we came out, I wanted to buy that gun because I just experienced that I could handle it. And it had the scope light on it, but I didn't shoot it with the scope light, so that changed the weight, so it took away my feeling of safety. And it also raised the price, which wasn't the biggest factor for me, the feeling of safety. And they're like, well, you could just take it off. I go, but I'd rather just not buy it. So I was just on the range for like an hour. I had the mask on. I was done. I couldn't comprehend why everything just changed. I'm like, I'll be back. So it took me about 2 weeks to go back. The gun was sold. They don't have another one like that, and they don't know when they're coming in because of everyone's overbuying and stocking up for the craziness. So I've been told to go to Discount Guns, and I've been there before. I've never used their range before last week. So I drove by there twice, but the lines were really long and they're going in 2 different directions. So I did walk up, and I thought, you know what? I don't know which line's which. The people in line don't seem to know. They're kind of just hoping. So I just walked in. I'm like, screw it, I'm going in, I'll get the answer. And it turns out for purchases, there actually was no one in line. They were in line for the range, and they were in line for pickup, which that part kind of disturbed me, that I could walk in to buy, but I had to stand in line to pick up. So I did. I went in, and I was able to purchase a gun, and I'm probably going to get these words wrong, but the magazine of the 9mm that I shot at American Shooters, it could carry double width of bullets, right? So it was really big. I have very small hands, so it was really big, but I felt like I could handle it. But here they showed me one that has, the magazine holds single. So the handle was smaller, and it was perfect, and the gun was silver and purple. Hello. Not that that's why I bought it, but it just happened to be cool looking. So I went ahead and purchased it. So here's how the purchase goes, right? You have to pay for the gun, then you wait for the background check. Prior to COVID and the lockdown, you could walk out with a gun in 20, 30 minutes. Now it's 3 to 7 days because they're so backed up, and what I hear, it's basically one tiny group of people up in Carson City.
Sort of like unemployment.
Doing the background. Oh, but better, right? So I did that. I bought the gun, and then I waited because there's some things that that could make you fail, which I'm going to go into. And not that I had anything bad, but I still waited. You never know what the computers are going to bring up. And then I got the call that I passed the background check. And 2 days later, I went to go pick up my gun, but there was those long lines. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. FYI, I hate lines. If I'm going to spend money, I want service, right?
That's right. I got the money here. Yeah. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Take it from me.
So that's just always been a beef with me. If I'm going to spend money, give me service. I don't mind spending the money and paying for your product, but I want service. So twice I went, and I just couldn't do it. The heat, the lines, I did have short sleeves on. I still couldn't do it. So a couple days ago, I went at 7:30 in the morning. It was nice and cool out. I dropped some at the airport, and I just sat on the step for an hour and a half. It was so awesome because as all the guys were walking in to go to work, they were talking to me, and I was saying, hey, I need lessons. I'm here to pick up the gun. And when I got inside, they totally took care of me, right? They took me onto the range. I learned so much about that gun, and I highly recommend it for the ladies, right? For all you other ladies. If you want more information on it, call me. I have names of people you can talk to there. It had an extra added safety that I didn't even know about, and when it's loaded, there's a little bump on top. When it's not loaded, it's smooth. So if you are even questioning, is there a bullet in here, you just run your finger right along the top. It was a phenomenal experience, right? They really took care of me.
Aaron got a message in his chat room from Robert Vidia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He says, quote unquote, America, double stack magazine.
Thank you. I told you I wouldn't have the words. All right, so I have a single stack. And when I found out, I was lucky I didn't get that first gun because it just feels so much more secure in my hand, and that's important with the gun,
So
right?
for people who do not know this, a single magazine holds how many bullets? Or can hold?
I want to say 8 or 9.
Okay, sometimes it's like 7 plus 1, 1 being already in the chamber, 7 in the
Oh.
magazine. 8 plus 1 would be 9.
Yep.
Double stack can be 17 plus 1, so 18
Well,
total.
look at you.
And so I'm going to tell you why I know that, because for my birthday on Sunday, I was told I was going hiking, because we did that last year. Last year we went hiking for my birthday. We had an earthquake. I said, "You sure you want to
Wow.
go? You want to go hiking again?" Little did I know that we were a friend of my wife's. Her husband is a Metro police officer
Oh, right on.
for many, many years. And little do I know, we're driving out and we're not going in the direction of the mountain. She's telling me to go this way. Next thing I know,
Very cool.
we're at the Clark County Shooting Club, all the way out North Decatur. I mean, so far out, I thought I was in Utah.
Wow.
And
I don't know that one.
they surprised me with an opportunity. And I have shot guns once, like maybe 15, 20 years ago, here in Vegas with a friend of mine who took me out up towards Red Rock. Also, the same thing with the 9 mils, and so I was learning about the magazines from him, how to properly load it. So my wife and I, we were shooting 22s, and I was shooting 9 mils because we're looking. The gun has to be comfortable for my wife to
Has to
shoot
be
at all.
comfortable.
You know, so I tried the 9s. I loved it, except for the handles fit all differently, like you said. The double stack mags tend to make the magazine a little longer in the handle. I need the one, I can't have, and wider, and I can't have the ones that are too short because I feel like I'm holding the gun with only like 2 or 3 fingers when we were doing this. I shot the 22, I felt like I was shooting a pop gun because I had no recoil for me. I was just boop, boop, you know, like those old pop guns you used to get. My wife tried shooting the 9 a couple of times, way too much for her at this point. But it was fun to shoot. I mean, to learn it now, I mean, we even kept the targets. We hit bullseyes too.
I did too. I nailed it. He was impressed until he goes, "Hey,
No,
you're
50
you're
cal.
not hitting the 7 at all. This is great." So of course, my next shot, I hit the 7. I'm like, oh. When you shot the 9, when Eileen shot the 9, was it a single stack or double stack?
Single
Thank
stack.
You for the, okay, it
Single
was.
stack.
Okay.
Because the other thing too for her, she's still recovering from her shoulder surgery.
Oh, ouch! Yeah.
But the 22 caliber recoil, the first time she shot it, she jumped back, even though you kind of knew it was coming. And fortunately, our friend's husband was standing right next to her to just kind of soften if she went too far. Then she shot that. She was very comfortable. And then finally it was suggested, just try the 9. Let's see how it works. First shot, man, I thought she was going to end up in the parking lot because the recoil
wow.
was so. She maybe shot it 4 or 5 more times, and it was hurting her shoulder, but it was too much for her.
I was
So,
going to say it probably is because of her shoulder.
Yeah.
Was it a Smith Wesson?
I don't recall what it was in terms of brand.
Gotcha.
It was funny. My last round is I'm using the Smith & Wesson MP9. I'm looking at the target. I noticed all my shots were going to the upper left corner of the target. I had hit the bullet. What was amazing, I hit the target twice in the same hole. I shot the target in the hole itself, so I got 2 in the same hole. But anyway, so
Ouch. That's impressive.
so he comes over to me and I said, "Am I doing something wrong since they're all sort of circulating?" And he looks at me and he goes, "Don't discount fatigue." That's why when you were talking about that, and we were up there at 7:30, 7:45 on Sunday, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
We were out there until about 10:30ish. But yeah, once he said the fatigue factor, I'm like, yeah. I saw what he's talking about. So you can. I mean, you can get tired. But anyway, it was a fun experience.
Yeah, it is, and it's understandable why everyone is going for guns now, right? There's nothing wrong with safety at home. However, keep in mind, I don't have children at home, right? So keep that in mind. If you do go for a gun and you have children at home, you need to get added safety.
Either way, children or not, you should have the gun well protected at home,
Right.
but yet make it available. God forbid something happens at home, you can easily get to it, which I know you'll talk about. I saw your
Yeah,
notes. So.
and there's professionals who can help you with that
Right.
and how to set that up. We are not them.
No.
And we will never, ever
Gosh,
claim
no.
to be them. All right, so here's what I found out, did a little research, because years ago when I bought a gun, I had to go register, and I got this little blue card, and I'm always like, oh my God, like, that was so long ago, I have no idea what happened to the blue card. Do I need to re-register? Am I in trouble if I ever get caught? Turns out they removed the registration in Nevada in 2015, I believe it was. So not only did they remove it, that you don't have to have a license or a registration, they deleted all the files, right? So other than somewhere in the original purchase of the serial number, guns aren't really registered in Nevada to you anymore. But if the gun ever turned up with a problem, it could still be traced back
Right.
just from that original purchase.
Right on.
But a police officer can't go doo-doo-doo-doo and find out you have a gun in your house,
Right.
you know, or worse, a criminal can't do that. Well, that's probably a good thing, that part. All right, so you do need a permit for concealed guns, right? And the other thing that changed in 2015 is kind of almost the definitions of concealed, or maybe I'm saying it backward, the definition of not concealed, but you can still have it on you. It is legal to have a gun sitting on your car seat next to you loaded because it's not concealed.
Right.
You are allowed to protect your car. They did this hoping to stop some of the crime, right? But if you get out of your car and you have it on your person and it can't be seen, you're in trouble. That's concealed. You better have your permit for that. We're a legal carry. You can have it on your side if it's seen, right? There are stores and shops and some restaurants, and while I have the list of places that you cannot go into with it on your side, and that list, I don't know where it is. Oh, okay, here we go. Legislative buildings, post office, VA facilities, airport secure areas, childcare, and schools, it's prohibited, even though it's legal in the state to carry it open on your side. I like knowing there are certain places that you just can't have a gun, right? That's cool. If you fail to get your
Background check?
thank you. The thing I just did?
The thing?
All right, so why could you fail? First of all, your ID has to match the address you live in, and that could be a problem for some of us in Vegas because we've moved a lot, right? That's kind of where one of my concerns was coming up. If you're under 18 or 21 for handguns, you're going to have an issue. If you're convicted felon, you're not going to get your background check passed. If you're convicted of domestic crime, I love seeing that that's a block on them, because I was talking to a retired police officer friend of mine recently from New York, and he was telling me that one of the most dangerous situations, like 1 and 2 on the list, are when they go into a domestic violence scene, because you might be dealing with the wife, but you know what the husband's doing, or you're dealing with the husband, you don't know what the wife's doing, or whatever partner relationship you walk into, you really need to know, they need to see where both people are at the same time. So
Right.
that's actually high on
Absolutely.
the list of dangerous. If you're an illegal alien, you are not going to pass the background check. If you are a dishonorably discharged veteran, that actually surprised me. This is weird too, if you're a former U.S. citizen, but you renounced your citizenship, you're not going to pass the background check.
So Tina Turner, who now lives in Australia or Switzerland somewhere, who I think renounced her citizenship
that.
because she moved and everything, she can't get a gun.
Not here.
Okay, not here
Correct.
it is.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I think, but that's old news for her. Anyway.
People under no, it's
Don't
good.
mind-
It's
don't
not
mind me.
old news for me. I didn't
No,
know
it's-
that. People under indictment or information of a felony. So if you're suspected and you're in the middle of a court case or anything, good luck with that. People agitated, mentally ill are not going to pass a background check. Remember, over the last year and a half, there's been huge controversy on that. I love this. Convicted stalker, no gun. Oh, that's awesome. Fugitives and drug addicts. Right? Can't
Quite
argue
frankly,
with that.
I was going to say, quite frankly, really all the areas that you would logically think would
God.
somewhat be, disqualified from being able to obtain a weapon because of history or whatever the issue is. So that doesn't surprise me. Robert Vidia puts into the chat room, open carry and concealed carry depends on what state you live in. You cannot have a gun without a holster on a dashboard driving around because it's unlawful display of a firearm in some states. So if you're going to do the gun thing somewhere, just basically look up your state requirements and laws and regulations for open carry or concealed carry, and just know what you're able to do without getting. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you have it. And so if I'm jumping ahead, I apologize. If someone decides to purchase a gun, but keep it in their house only for self-defense and protection, you do not need any licensing. You don't need a registration. Obviously, you don't need the CCW because that's concealed. But it is lawful to have a weapon in your house for self-defense purposes that if, God forbid, you have to use it, it's not against the law.
Correct. Well, the license and registration is gone completely. Gone completely, no matter what you're using the gun for. So the only thing you have to have the permit for is the concealed carry, correct? So if it's in your house, yeah, you can go to the gun store now and purchase a gun and start the background check. I thought it was interesting you have to purchase the gun before the background check. That probably surprised me more out of anything.
It's probably it's probably a commitment thing. If they run all these background checks and then all of a sudden they're expecting to sell guns and all of a sudden now the guns don't, but you get a refund if you don't pass, right?
You do, minus a stocking fee, and I think it is because the shortage of guns there's a shortage, right? So they don't want to take them off the shelves unless they know they're getting.
Do they charge for the background check?
No, it's part of the whole package.
Okay.
Right. I don't know if there's a tax on that or somehow I'm sure that the state makes money.
Are you going for the CCW?
Not yet.
What does it cost for those who do? Do you know?
I don't. But it seems like they're making everything pretty affordable. I believe at American Shooters, you can join the Range Club for $40 a month, right? Discount Firearms, one of the reasons they said their line's so long is it's like $5 to go for 30 minutes on the range. However, Tuesday is free to us ladies.
Oh, there you go.
So that's cool. Ammo's not free, but.
I will say this, up where we went Sunday, up the Clark County Shooting Club, I don't know what the amount to pay to shoot was because the folks we were with, they didn't allow us to kick in.
That's
but
cool.
whatever it was, your time there is open. There is no time limit. In other words, like you had to pay X amount for 30 minutes. From what it seemed like, you pay for the station, the what do you call it? The stall, basically, and you're there for as long as you want to.
Nice. Now that's outside. You were in an outside range?
This was an outside range.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't done that.
But I think the CCW, if I remember correctly, and I was hoping you would be able to confirm this, I think, and if I know somebody out there is watching, they're going to correct me, I think it's an 8-hour class, and it's like maybe $180 for the CCW class. That may differ perhaps a little bit, but that's kind of what's...
I can find out, but I didn't ask because I know, I'm not going to rush into that.
No,
I
sure,
do want
sure.
it, but I want to be a little more comfortable with that 9mm.
But I see Aaron is typing
he's
away,
looking it
so
up.
maybe we'll have it
Sweet.
before we end up. But I think that's kind of what it was. But again, I could be wrong. I've decided if ever the day comes that we're going to move forward with something, I'm probably just going to do the CCW just to have it, because you just never know.
Well, you do have to have a certain level of skill set, right? So that's the only reason I'm waiting, right? But I'm not waiting long.
Not that there.
One last tidbit of amazing information that I've never heard, and I watch, all those stupid cop shows on TV. Not to say they're stupid, but you know what I mean. NCIS, Law and Order. I never heard this. Let's say really bad thing happens, someone comes into your house, but you take them out, so to speak, right? And then, of course, you're going to have to make a statement. So this is really cool. What I was taught was, and I'm not going to say by who, make your statement, right, to the first officer who's going to come in and ask you, and then never, ever make your statement again, no matter how many times you're asked. All you ever say after that is, I stand by my statement that I made to officer so-and-so. So you need to make sure you have the name of the officer, because what happens is, even though they're in your house, if they were shot and they were hurt, but they didn't go bye-bye off the planet, a lot of times they turn around and try and sue you. So someone could be trying to trick you up on your words, and remember, you're in such a dramatic, adrenaline moment you might start remembering things and say
Right.
a
Mix up
different story.
details.
Oh my
Right.
God, I couldn't even imagine. So I'm like, oh my God, that is amazing that I've never heard that before.
I can barely
So
remember
just
what I
put
had
in
for
your
breakfast
pocket.
3 hours ago, let alone if I got into that situation.
Yeah, I didn't
kinda
know that
screwed
was
it up.
illegal. He goes, of course it is. I'm like, wow.
So Aaron is putting the information up on our teleprompter here that we can share with you if you are interested in moving forward. And again, please understand, folks, this is in the state of Nevada only. We know we have listeners all over the world, but this is only for our home state. So as soon as it's ready to go, I'll share it and read it with you in terms of what a concealed CCW, concealed carry weapon thingamajiggy.
Majiggy.
So the written test, it starts with a written test. It's a 50-question mix of true, false, and multiple choice questions based on the material that is being taught in the class that you're in. You must score 70% to pass, which is normal testing scores, right? The shooting test, you can use your preferred pistol and stance. You shoot about 30 rounds at a standard B-27 silhouette target. And I learned this yesterday, and I'll finish reading this in a second. We have the silhouette targets out there.
Right.
Did you know if you have those targets with eyes on them, they make you cover them? You have to cover the eyes on a target.
Oh, cover them. I thought you said color them.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no,
what?
cover. You put tape, black it out. You put the target, the standard target over its head. They want to reduce it from looking like a person, so they have you get rid. This was up at the shooting range up there. They make you get rid of the eyes on the target and everything. So it's just
Why would they sell it like that?
well, standard targets. Generally, a lot of the silhouettes don't have it, but the one that the gentleman we were with, he had the targets with the eyes on it and the nose and stuff.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at mine.
They-
I got it at the house.
They made everybody covered who had a target like that because they wanted to get rid of the eyes, so it's not really like looking like a person. So it was interesting.
You know, that brings up something interesting. I'm not going to say what they are because it's kind of political. I'm amazed at the choice of targets and what human people, bad people, are actually
right.
pictured on the targets that
Aren't they?
that could be your
It's true.
shooting practice. I'm like, whoa,
That's very true.
wild.
Just draw stick people. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 30 rounds at a standard B-27 silhouette target. You must score also 70% to pass in your shooting. If you don't pass, however, you may reshoot until you do. So you have a written and shooting test, which only makes sense.
That's cool.
So 70% across the board, 30 rounds for shooting, and basically you can stay out there until you pass.
But
I just have to look at what the B-27 target looks like, so I know if it's the same one that we shot at.
That's
Bring
interesting, yeah.
valid photo ID, a handgun with 2 magazines, or you can rent a gun for $30 at a range that you go to, and 30
Nice.
rounds of ammo, which of course is the amount you're going to shoot during the shooting test. So, okay, we're getting another message coming up there. Thank you, Robert, for all your input, by the way. We greatly
Yeah,
appreciate
a lot
it.
of experts out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So he says, he puts out there, never talk to the police. It is not a form of disrespect. Or not talking to the police is not a form of disrespect, but it is your right to do so. You should also never talk to police until, without your attorney present. You defend your family by taking out a suspect who wanted to harm your family. Talking to police in certain states or cities with anti-gun viewpoints, politicians, would be a nightmare. So interesting
Wow.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Robert, thank you for that feedback. We greatly appreciate it. We're down to about a minute left already. Can you believe it?
That's awesome. We did it. Guns. I mean, you know, I have to say, I hate that we're in this position in America that there's lines outside for guns, but we needed to cover this topic because it's real. I did try and get it approved. I wanted to do a remote from a gun store and have a professional in front of you, but because some people walking in, the customers, right, the clients, might not want to be filmed or caught on film.
So
I
maybe
couldn't
we have
get it
someone come in studio.
approved. But yeah, we're going to work on that because it's so important right now. It's real, it's strange, but it's real. So that's why we're
Yes.
bringing you the info.
I think that's great. I think it's great information, and it's, you know, first timers like us. It's good to know that what the rules and regulations are, and you know, it's good stuff, especially in this day and age. You got to do what you feel comfortable with. So, he's got the Walmart pics. Did you want to throw them up real quickly?
Yeah, real quick. Okay, so this was crazy. My friend Katrina posted this big monster thing at Walmart, and I'm like, what is that? And it turns out it's the Walmart by me. I'm not a big Walmart shopper, but I'm sure I've walked by it. Again, for pickup order, look at that monster. Somehow you put your order in online, and you go there and this big, huge machine drops it out for you. That is just crazy.
I saw that in a store recently, and I thought it was like a TSA booth where you get scanned or something. Or like that spray booth you were talking about to clean you up. Wow.
If it's not in that big monstrosity thing, then it's already been put in these little lockers right next to it. There's a row of lockers you'll see in a second. And they kind of replicate the Amazon lockers. Again, I haven't figured out how to do that and the whole QR code on my phone and stuff, but I have 4 addresses, so who needs that? So, pros and cons, right? Pro, hey, secure as far as COVID regulations. You don't really have to go near anyone. You don't have to deal with any disgruntled workers. Con, it's taken away a job or 10 jobs, and I have recently heard that it's Walmart's goal before the end of the year. They are going to have a cashless store, but I have not heard what city they're going to try that in, and I'm totally anti that. I mean, not cashless, cashierless.
Right. I wonder if
Hey,
they're still
cool, everything's free, no cash.
exactly. You're the 1 millionth shopper. I wonder if they're still going to do the outside delivery or pickup, because they had a big push on that. If you place your order, you pull into these certain spots out front.
Oh, gotcha.
Where you could pick up your order and they'll come out and run it out to you. But I'm wondering if they're going to do that as well.
Well, truly, the more the things go to deplete jobs, I'm going to have all my stuff delivered to my house, so I'm employing someone and tipping.
There you go.
That's just my future
My wife
plan.
just checked into the chat room as we're about to end the show. She's out there, so nice that she can find a few minutes after her Pilates class to join us today. But she will be with me tonight at Burnt Offerings, 6 to 7 p.m. Special edition of Time to Vegas as we cover the 1-year anniversary of Burnt Offerings, 3909 West Sahara. The 7:30 seating is pretty much all that's left at this point. Call for reservation, 702-848-BURN. We will also have premier showgirls there to add an additional little bling and glitz and glamour. And we're going to have some fun. There's going to be giveaways, tastings, all sorts of good stuff. And who's that from? Is that from?
Oh gosh, yes. This goes back to our weather report, way back an hour ago.
Okay.
I forgot to tell you, we came up with the most amazing new flip-flops for Las Vegas to beat the heat. So I'm designing them, and I'm actually going to be marketing them soon. So here, take a look.
Oh. Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy right there.
Oh my goodness.
Right on. Nice. Well, they'll keep you cool. We may need those next week in Havasu. How do you keep refilling them though?
You stay close to the freezer.
There you go.
Or buy an extra pair, right? 2 for 1.
And put them
I'll give you a great deal.
Put them in your cooler so that they stay frozen as you're walking around. All right. Listen, it's been a great show. Gypsy and I will see you tonight at Burnt Offerings. Final thoughts.
Next week, when we're down in Havasu, we'll announce we have some really amazing things we're working on that we're gonna be sharing with you soon. Some really, really big things, but we will announce them next week.
There you go. That's called a hook. And next week, Gypsy and I will be doing a live show from Lake Havasu. We'll be videoing into the studio to do our show from there, so make sure you tune in regular time, 9 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. Hope you had a good time watching today. Please make sure you like our page on Facebook. Go out onto YouTube, subscribe to the page. Go out onto Twitch under the Go Live Vegas page. Like that page so you're always notified whenever any of the materials, any of the shows are up and available. QR code there on the screen will take you to golive.vegas, the main website of our station here, our broadcast studio. You can catch all the shows that are going on right now at Go Live. And they've got a radio station, so if you download the app and you don't catch a show, there's great music, at least according to our producer, that plays on the show. It's not my taste of music, but I'm old. What do I know? It's EDM. You know what EDM is? Okay, if Gypsy doesn't know, I feel like I'm in good company.
I know what EDC is.
Well, that's kind of the same. Anyway, have a great week, everybody, from Time to Vegas. We'll see you tonight. We'll see you next week from Havasu. And as I always like to say, be kind to each other. And why is that? We're all we got. Have a great week from all of us here at Time to Vegas. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.